got your catheter ready. You're going to insert that catheter almost, if not, to the balloon port. Because remember, the length of the urethra on the male is much longer than female. Once you see urine, you're going to hold penis and catheter, inflate balloon. What we commonly see with male cats is people are afraid, or students are afraid to grab and hang on. They typically don't bite. They may react. And if so, continue forward. If your male patient is non-circumcised, you need to retract the foreskin and clean. Once you have the catheter inserted, you need to put the foreskin back in place and clean them well before you put it back in place. You don't want to leave all that disinfectant in there. Oh, I left out that. Thank you. I kicked it under there so I wouldn't step on it first. Remember when we talked last week, your size of the catheters, they come in from what, 8 to a 26? Your most standard is a 16 in an adult, so 14 to 18 in a female, and 16 to 18 in a male. So typically, if your unit stocks trays with catheters, they're going to stock them with a 16-French catheter. You can use, her question is, what do you use to secure a cath? You can use just plain old tape, or you can use a stat lock, which looks like this. You do not have a stat lock. Stat lock comes in a kit, and it looks like so. You don't have one in the kit. And it's hard to tell probably from back there, but your catheter will lay in only one way if you look at it correctly. You get down here where you see. There's a wider section with a little division here. So your catheter goes on the wider part, your balloon port goes on the more narrow part, and this just snaps over and holds in place. And this is adhesive, so it will adhere to the patient if you peel off the vacuum. You don't have these, you will just tell us that you will secure the catheter and where you will secure it. Okay? What would you do different if this were a straight catheter? Would not inflate the balloon. And what? You're going to use it in and out for a sterile specimen, or for to check of residual, patient's residual, urinary residual. And what is urinary residual? The urine left in the bladder after your patient has voided. Trying to make sure I get her tray back together. You may put a straight cath in for severe UTI just to do a sterile specimen. You want to rule out a contamination of the specimen. Okay? So either straight or Foley, you're going to be looking for sterile technique. We are going to be looking for sterile technique. And you know the differences between the two. You know where to get a specimen. You know where to irrigate from the specimen port. Now you're going to see probably a lot of practice if you're on the unit and you've got patients that are getting irrigation. You're going to see the staff walk in there and disconnect that Foley manually and irrigated. Not what is supposed to be done with evidence-based current practice because of the risk of contamination. So you should irrigate through the irrigation specimen port. So instead of just saying specimen port, we started saying irrigation specimen port. That's all in the same port. The only port you have other than the balloon port. Pretty simple. But a lot of times students will go into checkoff and they will inadvertently try to collect a specimen from the balloon port. And you're not going to get urine from the balloon port. You're going to get to renew the catheter and reinsert the catheter if you use the balloon port. Question? Yes.
How much do you irrigate with? Is it 30?
Usually 30 unless you got some other specific order. And it'll usually tell you solution. If it doesn't tell you solution, use normal saline or sterile water.
You just insert 30 in there when you don't.
Insert 30 and take it right back out. Unless you're doing a medication installation and then you want to leave your catheter clamped so that your medication irrigation stays in your bladder. Then you would know that if it's a medication. Because medication typically doesn't work unless it stays inside. But typically it's 30 milliliters of irrigation. So you would get 30 milliliter or 50 milliliter syringe, lure along syringe to irrigate through your specimen irrigation port. Yes.
When you place the catheter tray between the legs,
Mm-hmm.
is that on that sterile tray that?
Yes. You'll always leave your tray and all your supplies on your sterile tray.
But not the box that has the chicken in it.
Everything. Open this whole thing on the bed. Between the legs. The whole thing.
So the wrapping around that whole box.
That's what you're going to use to leave everything on. Because that wrapping around this box is your sterile seal.
Okay, and then there's the other.
Then you got those other drapes in addition to. Because you're going to need this wrapper for this tray as part of your sterile seal. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't worry about the size syringe for your checkoff. Only thing we're going to be looking for on your checkoff is that you clean the port and that you know where to connect your syringe and how to collect your specimen. That's all you need to know do for your checkoff because you don't have a 30 or 50 milliliter. You would need that if you were doing it in person. 10 milliliters or 5 milliliters is not going to do anything to your catheter. So the purpose of the checkoff is where do I connect my syringe? Do I collect it sterilely? Do I keep my syringe sterile? When you're doing a sterile specimen from a catheter, you don't need sterile gloves. The inside of your specimen container and your inside of your syringe have to stay sterile. Because your catheter tubing, none of that is sterile. Who else has thoughts? No, I'm not talking about the one that hangs from an IV collar. That's the continuous irrigation. The one that hangs from an IV collar. To have a continuous irrigation, you have to have three-way Foley. You gotta have the Foley that's got the balloon port, the Foley that's got the drain, and the Foley that's got the other side port that you connect your continuous irrigation to. Looks like this. You have to have that and have a continuous irrigation with a bag that you hang from the pole. And that irrigation is usually 3,000 milliliters. I've seen it. You're just flushing to make sure the catheter is open. And you don't have some obstruction or insulation of that tissue. Question? Clarification? Now's your time. Yes. easier to, might be easier to insert on a real person than on a mannequin. Unless it's a female and you'll have difficulty finding the